Can anybody not see that? Does anybody not get that? Because that's a really important part of your learning for this project. And that's what I want to see in your blogs and in your feedback. That's a key component of this learning. Part of it is your own personal targets and your own personal skill development as performers, as well as on a personal level, what it takes to discipline yourself, to do whatever it takes to be in rehearsal, to rehearse, to share ideas, to complete someone else's vision over your own. There's a lot of selflessness involved, leaving your personal problems outside, all those sorts of issues that a lot of you are working on, but also this value of coming back from a performance, evaluating how it went, resetting your targets and going out and doing it better. Does anybody feel like they didn't get that they feel like there wasn't any value in that? Be honest, it's really important. You know, because that's the centerpiece of your learning for this project. And I want to see that reflected in your blogs, and how you came about that and how you achieved that. And I'll be looking at that particularly. And so your videos and things like that are meant to be set as examples. So any rehearsal videos you've got, any performance videos you got, any feedback videos you've got, those are going to be key pieces of evidence to demonstrate that process is taking place. Is that clear? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
For any of you who are still struggling with your blogs, to any extent, as I said to some of you yesterday, and I've been saying it all along, the brief, you can use it as a workbook. Okay, so if you're still confused, you're not sure what to do over the Christmas break, I'm not really going to be reading my emails, to be honest with you, but ping me an email if you feel like you need to. But use the brief as a logbook, where you can copy those headings. Week 1, put that as your first heading, and comment on the questions or comment on the sentences I put in there. Week 2, do the same thing, and you'll be fine. Okay? And anywhere that you can embed video and comment on it, or expand on it, or your research is even better. But you've got a whole week that's just dedicated to research. Okay? Ask us some questions.
How did you think it went?
Say that again.
How did you think it went?
Me personally?
Yeah.
I thought they all went really well. I could see improvement over the 9 performances. But what's more important to me, what my target for all of you is to see you adapting. And that's really critical. And that's something I'm particularly proud of all of you with this performance, because on Tenderhooks, you performed on site specific, but you were working as a hive, you were working as a flock. So there was no individuality that you could really pick out other than maybe some of your movement structures or your characterization a little bit, but you all could kind of do it en masse. So this site specific was particularly designed to bring out your individuality, for you to have specific things that you were doing to be seen, to be heard, to demonstrate your skills. And I could see improvement, but what's more important to me is you're adaptable. Like the weather. I mean, not one of you said, we're not performing because it's crap and it's rainy. You got out there and you did it. You got soaked and it was cold and it was miserable, but you still did it. And you've adapted to conditions, you've adapted to your audience, you've adapted your performances and improved them. And that makes you amazing performers. That's what makes them an amazing performer, is they can respond and they can adapt. They're prepared to do that. So whatever circumstances are going on, whether it's on the stage or around the stage, they can adapt and continue to perform, and perform to a standard, And you guys did that really well, yep.
Is there anything like improvements you could feedback to us?
For me, where I would like to see it improve, I think a key area for all of you is projection. And I'm going to talk to Katie and Colin about that, and the rest of the team, is I think you all need to work on your projection. Some of you are better than others. Some of you have strong projection, but then it makes you go out of tune. It makes you go out of key when you start to project really strong. And others, you're staying in your safe zone, so you're staying in key, but you can barely be heard. Yeah? And so your projection, you don't have control of your diaphragm and speaking with volume without shouting or without going out of key. And as performers, I think all of you demonstrated that that's probably your key area that you need to improve on. Next project is monologues and duologues. So you're going to get that personalized experience now. So remember what I was saying before, we went from on Tenterhooks, where you were just flocking hive, massive performance. So that funnel mentality, and now it's being narrowed down to just you as the individual on that stage using all your craft and all your skills. So your voice, your text, your body, the space, all of those things, it's just going to be you and you alone. So any sort of issues you've had about the way your learning is taking place, about the program, whatever, now is your chance to demonstrate your outstanding skills as a solo performer. It's about auditioning skills as well, so it's going to be very fast paced. So that projection is going to be really important now to you, and as a team, we'll all be doing different things to help you improve on that. Yeah.
For our performance-wise, were we quite slick in like focused and we looked the part-wise, as like we were paying attention to what we're meant to be doing? Did we look like we were a performance, like popped up? Was it nice?
Yeah, I would say that was really one of the strengths, is that both groups really sold the performance. So not to be negative, but just to tie it in with what Dave was saying, physically you guys really perform and you really kick out a lot of energy. You engage your whole bodies with your performance. You really engage with the audience, with the passers-by. You're really selling it, yeah. But that's not backed up sometimes by your vocal work as well. So we just need to bring those together. So yeah, so not to be negative, but to just to tie in with what David said about your voice. But yeah, physically, yeah, certainly, I think it was a very clear performance. I really enjoyed the transitions between, you very much materialised in the space and certainly dispersed really, really quickly as well. I think because the nature of adapting to the weather conditions meant there was a little bit more kind of loitering at the start, maybe today, than there had been before. But no, it still had a very magical quality of it just disappearing into the crowds. I was impressed that it did very much feel like you guys were confident that you knew what you were doing. I would say with Group A, your piece outside WH Smith's, although brief, looked beautiful. The spacing was great. There was really nice distance between you. You were incredibly focused on what you were doing and incredibly committed to what you were doing. And that meant that even though the piece itself was quite brief, it was really quite magical to just kind of see that happen and then disperse again. It was lovely. And then with Group B, I think you were making some changes about the order that you were doing things, and that seemed to just be something that as a group, without our input, you decided really quickly and delivered. Your work outside WH Smith was brilliant. I would like to recognise Charlotte for the incredible professionalism that you showed when you stumbled in a way that you didn't expect, and then
That's Miss I Can't.
It's
Miss I Can't pulled
I
it off.
literally stopped and looked at Steve. I was like,
Literally,
doing it. I was
we
like,
were all like, is she alright?
you did, Charlotte, you put that again, and I saw you just took some breaths, you found it, you made sure it's confident, and you were absolutely right there on the first note of the song. There was no, okay, right, I'll join in when I'm ready. You were absolutely on point. That's a really strong example of professionalism, and how one should conduct themselves when something doesn't go quite to plan. And that song just sounded beautiful. That last number that you did was so focused, and so focused and so you were very coherent as a group. You allowed the harmonies to happen beautifully, and to hear that kind of rising up through the buildings in that space was very beautiful. Yeah.
And that's following off of that, is one thing that I think each group really had, and you can really notice, is this sense of like you are a company and you're supporting, and you're not, one person isn't just all for themselves. I think that's really, like I said, a really great skill to have, to be able to work together and to support one another, I think, because it really brought the performances, it added another layer to it, that see everybody was kind of supporting one another. And then in your next project, you can still have that sense of support, however, you will be on your own. Yeah? But it's nice because you're able to kind of really support each other. That's a really great skill to have.
me, the standout for Group A was your performance outside W.H. Smith's. And you really caught me off guard, honestly. Group A, you caught me off guard with how much you improved that performance.
Whoa.
I didn't expect it, I didn't see it coming. And it was really noticeably different the way you restructured it, your movements, your on and off stage. It was all good, but that for me was, out of the week, that was your standout performance, honestly. And for Group B, it was your final performance underneath the lady. You guys were just so relaxed, so into it, enjoying yourselves, so, you know, as Laura was saying, really ensemble performance. And I think that was your best performance because you were just, I think there's been a lot of attention to Group B in terms of really wanting to perform well. You've got a lot of material to remember, and getting everything right has been such a concern for you guys because you produced more material than you needed to, you know, which was one of my concerns with producing too much material. But it was like, I don't know, maybe it's because it's your last performance, I don't know. And you just kind of threw all that out and just enjoyed yourselves and just performed, you know? So that was a standout performance for me. So to me, you've achieved your targets as far as I'm concerned in terms of what I was hoping for you guys to achieve. So well done.
Yes.
Anything else?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Don't copy me.
I think that we should get to
My
work with
moment.
their group.
Yeah,
Like an
like
actual
we perform like the
performance.
last one or something together. Because we
Right.
are 10
What's wrong with their class?
Yeah.
What's what?
What's wrong? Why can't they be with us?
Because of your timetable.
Yeah.
But you've got your FMP coming up, and we can explore possibilities and things with your FMP. So.
Final major performance.
Whoa.
What is that, by the way?
Is it the one
Your
on
final,
the
your final major performance will start. Your final major performance is going to start after the February half term. You'll be down to your last two units, Unit 8 and Unit 9. Unit 8 is the progression unit, which we've done some of that with on tenterhooks, but we'll kind of bring that together a little bit more. And it's just about progression, career choices, all that kind of stuff. After the new year as well, we're going to start going out and we're going to see some shows and we're going to start doing some stuff like that.
Oh, yay!
So we're going to do some of that as well. So you can kind of, now that you know what to look for, I've waited deliberately till after the new year because you need to develop your critical faculties. You need to be able to watch a show critically and not just sit there and enjoy it and say, oh, it was good or it was bad. You need to be able to take and learn from it and stuff like that. So we'll be looking at taking you guys out to some performances.
Will you go as one group or will you split into two groups?
We'll probably go out as one cohort.
That's another strong skill that I think you guys have as well. Obviously, I don't know much about Group A, but Group B, you've got a really great sense of giving constructive feedback back to your group. Really great. Like, we don't have to try and force it out of you. Just know how to give that.
say it.
So yeah, your FMP is going to be in conjunction with the Level 3 performance, Dreams of Anne Frank. So we're